streaming? Yes, we are. To Chrome. I need to share it when it goes up. Okay. Oh, is it working? I'm live. I'm live already. Well, that was easy. I've been live for a minute. Welcome. We're going to stream some ARK. So I need to edit this. This needs to be ARK. That's what we want. Cool. Here, let me share this real quick, just in case somebody might watch it. Maybe. This might just be for posterity. So, ARK Survival Evolved is a really cool game. It has dinosaurs and big creatures and shit. I think you're gonna enjoy it. Minor channel. There we go. That's cool that you can edit the title. That's great. Okay, we want to share this thing. That's cool that you can edit the title. That's great. Alright, cool. Turn the audio off on this. Alright, let's get this going. Shotgun fucking streaming. Shotgun streaming. It's the only honest streaming. None of that, none of the crazy fucking graphics. Just old man fucking kicking ass. So this is my little base here. My little base inside of a cave. This is the, if you look at the map here, it's the underwater cave. One of the underwater caves. And basically what we're going to be doing is showing you all the locations that we've built. Let me make sure that I'm switched over. Oops. I'm still learning. There we go. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to start showing you some of the locations that we spent a lot of time on. This is a highly developed map with maxed out building. So you can build as much as the game will maximum allow. So let's just give you a tour of this base first. Now, just since we're here, It's got a little teleporter here. We've got some, a lot of relics are on display. But like a quick change here, trophy vault, transmitter. Let's take a look at all this. The lighting that was done. We've got all this here. The dark storage room. Some more storage here. But it's like my Michael Keaton Batcave. And if you go in here, there's a room in here. This is where I stay. Natalia. My trophy. And this is like all one of my supply dumps or equipment dumps. And then we've got this is the vault that I carry around. I carry that vault around with these mechs here. This is Mobile Suit Aquaman. I don't know if it takes forever for these to render. I'm not quite sure why. There he goes. Yeah, so that's my cool mech. So you can put him in carry mode and pick up the vault. And I can move it to various locations. So this is like my building vault. It's basically what I use when I go to a location. I bring it with me. Oops, did we run out of element? Yeah, it looks like we did. So that's what happens when you run out of element. Here, we got some more. Oh good, he doesn't drop it. It's kind of hard to place, you'll notice, like... if you're a perfectionist. So. And then there's storage mode, that's pretty handy too if you want to move a bunch of pieces that you've already placed. Here's my big bad bird, Hitman. He's pretty sick. I usually have him parked up here. Or at my other base. We'll show you the harbor. It's my favorite place. But yeah, so we've got a little garden going here. If we go in this building, there's a fridge full of stuff for making kibble and other recipes. And then what I'll do, let me switch into my gear. Switch into my gear, and we'll go up into here. Yeah. So this is the first floor of this room. Oh, the meat's spoiled. Bummer. I don't think I have anything in these fridges. Yeah, there's nothing in there, but check this out. So this surveillance console, you can view the entire cave with this console. So this is the entrance. So we're looking out right now. Let me change the mode. Yeah, it's a little better. So that pole there, we put that big, huge pillar there so that we could tell where the cave entrance was when we're looking at the surface of the water. And so you're looking the entrance right here, and then you go up into that tunnel. And we've got another camera here. Okay, so this is back here at the base. We can get a look at what it looks like from up here. Yeah, there's us. Okay, and then later we'll show you this building over here and what that's used for. Yeah, let's move to the next one. Yeah, this is so we can monitor the artifact, if it's popped up or not. Just a pretty simple setup there. And this is the entrance to the main room where we have the base. It's up on the top and we're looking down and out, and then this is in to the cave. Pretty beautiful. Looks like we got some bad guys down there. Yeah, look at all those bad guys. So if you ever want to level up a underwater tame, this is a great place to do it. Alright, let's move to the next one. This is further down. I tried to get it on the same wall surface so that you don't get confused on where you're looking. So you're kind of shimmying, but I might have changed that. We'll see. Yeah, here's the shallows. This is a pretty dangerous spot. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit over there. Yeah, and this looks like it's... Yep, there it is. There's that. The promenade. This is like the main way to the entrance of the cave. And here's the tunnel. This is what we were looking at the beginning. If I'm looking, yeah, if I'm looking this way, yep, here's the cave entrance. We're back to where we're at. So that's pretty cool. I like that's a possibility. And I've got a couple others, just for posterity. We'll show you the other surveillance cameras around the island. This is the island map, by the way. You know, cannonballs, yes. We got cannonballs, a little incubator up here. I got a Allosaurus project going on right there. We can say good morning. Which is pretty fun. Always really reload the cannon before you leave it. You don't want to be a dick. Well, I suppose I should show you my character stats so you can get kind of an idea of how I'm playing. Moderate amount of health, moderate amount of stamina and oxygen. Actually, that's a pretty high amount of oxygen. But my weight is pretty out of sight. Put a little bit into fortitude and movement speed, but weight was my focus. I wanted to be able to build without trouble, without having to use robots and shit. I wonder who that's a picture of. That might be Joshua, that might be me. I don't know. Okay, so that's that. Let's go back down. Oh, there's a good one. That was after a boss fight. I like those pictures, how you're able to do that. Okay, let's go take a look at... Well, we'll look at the apartment first. This is Joshua's apartment. It's pretty cool. He's got some stuff growing up here, and... his drum set. I like the zigzagged carpet. That's pretty cool. Ooh, he's sleeping. What's he wearing? Oh, he must have broke his tech pants. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. He's got a cool little deal going on here. Now we'll go to the shitter, or what we refer to as the shitter. That's the cooking pot for holiday shit. So this is my fertilizer outfit operation thing I got going on. You can walk all the way underneath the whole thing and access all the way underneath and around with compost bins just lining the walls. And these bins are filled with thatch and or fertilizer, you know, finished fertilizer. It runs down into here. So like if you look into this bin, there's fertilizer, and over here on this row I've got a bunch of thatch, so we don't have to go back to the surface as often. I've got a dedicated mech that that I'll show you that I collect. I have a vault that has dedicated thatch in it. So we keep the stimberries to feed the elephants that you're about to see. Let's go look in through the front entrance though, just for fun. Oh, and the obligatory hazmat suit for the shitter, right? So you get up here and you can see it's just full of poop. Lots of poop. So the elephants, they shit really well. Or the Phiomia, that's we just call them elephants, but Phiomia are really effective defecators. So this has been really great for making fertilizer. And if you want to have the best dinos, you got to make kibble. And if you're going to make kibble, you got to have fertilizer. This doesn't. We didn't build anything down here. There's nothing down here but like a. You can jump down into the water and swim to other parts. I'll just go for fun. Ooh, look at this! A little surprise for us. Ooh! It's not every day you find an Ascendant Argent saddle. Yeah, so if you jump down here, I think this is the... Yeah, this is the... Yeah, we don't... I think if right underneath our feet is the entrance to the other cave. I think. I could be wrong. But I think it's another way to get into this particular part of the cave. We had a lot of trouble finding the artifact when we did this cave. But yeah. But I really liked building this. Oh, I'll show you the Le Fond. Go up here, they're all nice in a row. Liver shits and what's your name? Corn, Cleveland Brown, white dog shit. Should see a doctor. You should see a doctor. Solid log. What should we name this one? Should we name it? Oh, don't look at me. What should we name you? Let's call you Hot Brown. Which could mean that sandwich, that famous sandwich, or it could mean taking a hefty shit, which is funny. And you gotta be okay with shit if you play this game, because there's a lot of shit. And not just like actual shit, but like figurative shit. Technical shit. Lots of different types of shit in this game. It's one of the most frustrating games I've ever played. It's one of the most fun games I've ever played. I don't know how much longer I can allow it to dominate my video game time. But I'll tell you what, I am having fun with it. Let's put this saddle on Hitman, and we'll move on to the next location. Oh, it is an Ascendant. Oh, and it's a nice one. Alright, well, we'll save this for a tribe member then. And this blueprint's gonna be shit. What do you want to bet? Yeah, that's fucking stupid. 23,000 cementing paste. Lick my ball sack. I'm just gonna drop that piece of shit. Okay. Now, we're gonna move on to another location. I am gonna bring my bird. And I think we should probably give ourselves a fresh painted coat with this new armor. Why is it saying I'm not close enough to ride? He has a saddle on him. Did I just get disconnected? It says my ping is 35. That's pretty good for my system. Looks like everything's running. What is going on? Here, we're gonna do this. We'll just try this. Remember that figurative shit and technical shit I was talking about? Wow, why can't I ride him? Is it because he's technically not there? Yeah, so it also looks like on the stream I'm like minutes ahead, which is not encouraging. We can, nope, that's not connecting. I don't know what's going on here. Here, what if I load into another cell? We'll just pick the obelisk. Yeah, so it's about 30 seconds to a minute delay. Yeah, we had a tech bridge here, but it doesn't work anymore. I don't know why. We've got a nice little setup for the obelisk. Let's just take a look at this real quick. It looks like it's still working. Got a bunch of fridges for prime meat so we can feed pigs and heal dinos quickly. Got a nice little vault for all the loot that we get there. There's a leash so nothing can wander off. We've got our what we wear when we fight, which I need to upgrade this. This is not... I must have done something weird there. Yeah. Nice little setup there. And then we've got another little bed here. We've got two beds out here. We've got this little safe house here, which my friend Travis built. Looks like those pods are charged. I'm taking them, because this is running off of a gasoline. Yeah. I'm taking that kibble. Okay. And I don't know if I've made it clear, but we are definitely going to be shutting the server down and starting a different one on a different map, possibly. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this streaming, is I want to be able to document what we've done here for posterity. I mean, we spent a year doing this, basically, and it turned out really awesome, but we did too good of a job. We experimented too much, and so now I guess it's an unstable server. I don't quite buy it, but I'm not gonna fight it, I guess, is what I'm saying. So let's go back to the cave and see if we can ride that dang bird. He's still in the same spot. Now we can ride him. So that was stupid. Oh yeah, fresh coat of paint. That's what I need to do. You gotta look cool when you're surviving out here. No magenta, huh? Did I fuck that up? No, I'm not crazy. Okay. At some point, we'll stream the tech cave, and that's super awesome. And treacherous and exciting, so I think that that is going to be fun to stream. Kind of like the payoff, right? The blow off. I do have magenta. I prefer magenta a little bit more to pink. It's just more vivid to me. Sometimes you can double click and it'll paint it, but it doesn't always work. So that's a common theme with this game, is that they do give you alternative options to interact with the interface, but oftentimes they're ill-conceived and poorly executed. They must have had not a lot of time, or not a lot of money, or a combination of both, or not as much experience, or I'm not quite sure. I do know that it was the people that actually worked on it were from Egypt, and I don't know if maybe there's like a language barrier there, or I don't know what that deal is, but it ended up making a pretty shoddy game, and it might be because they were working with an old engine, or I'm not quite sure. I'm not an expert, but I do play a lot of games, and I know when a game is shit, and boy, they made a pile with this one. It's a good thing that it's a really great idea, and they got some of it to work. So I'm not going to complain completely, but obviously I'm playing it. But things can always be better, right? That is how we should look at everything. Things can always be better. Alright, we're going to put these empties away. Looking pretty badass. Looking like the pink and black attack. Alright, I think what we're going to do is we're going to show David's base first. This is my friend David. And we're going to go to his base. He hasn't played in a while, so his base is basically built before we defeated a lot of the bosses and got a lot of the engrams and whatnot. But he made a massive complex that's really cool, and it's something to be proud of, in my opinion. I don't frequent here a lot, just because it's so big, and I have my own haunts that I go to. But I think what we can do is we'll take a look at, he's got a bar in here somewhere, he's got I think he's got surveillance. He's got, what else? The greenhouse. I think he's got a shitter somewhere. Um, for human shit, which is not something that I make. I usually use animal shit, but apparently the shitter is worth using. So if you look in here, this whole thing is walled. Let's just get a huge high up view of just how big this place is. He basically took this entire plateau and walled it off. There's an outer wall, but it's so damn big and not completely closed off that stuff does spawn inside of it or fall into it. But it is a pretty good... It works. And then he's got this inner wall, which I would kind of call like the pasture. And he used to have stuff running around free out here. It was really cool. And we've got this observation tower that Joshua built. That I think is pretty cool. Oh, there's that lag. Where are we at? 94? This is also going to be an indictment of T-Mobile home 5G internet, because if you see any bad connection, that's it. That's the problem. But it's got this beautiful view of in between the forest and the redwoods. I mean, look at that. Isn't that awesome? The volcano should be right where I'm looking. If we get higher up, you might be able to see it. I mean, this isn't a bad view either. You get a pretty good view of that side of the compound. But this is a great view. I'm looking and there should be a volcano, so I'm wondering if it's just not rendered in. That's kind of stupid. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, because that's the obelisk. The volcano should be... Oh, I see it. It's beyond the trees. Okay, I see it. But this is really a neat experience. It reminds me of like those observation decks, like when you on safari. So you can watch the animals and whatnot. And then unobstructed view. Got the swamp over there. Whoops. This is why you have jetpack, people. They didn't do the physics very well in this game. As you can tell, everything is like sliding on ice, but they did a pretty bad job on that one. That's a pretty awesome view, in my opinion. We're going to start here because this is basically the area where we started. I think most people start in this area. Maybe not on the plateau, but definitely down on the beach where I'm going to start us. And I think I'm just going to walk us through the first week or so of us playing, and that should be a good way to tell the story of how the harbor got built. So let's keep looking at his base, and then we'll hop over. Oh, you can see there's security cameras there. We have a base in the redwoods that has a security system that is pretty good. Alright, nice little landing pad. We'll start up here on the garden. He hasn't... I mean, obviously all the fertilizer has disappeared. Does he have a door? But you get the gist of what he was trying to do here. And it's a 2-level. It's a 2-level. Holy shit. This must be a bird entrance. We won't go that way. Here's the entrance. Okay, so top level. I mean, this is pretty awesome. Now, the difficult thing, I think, for him was to build this. This was before they had discovered flex pipe and how it's used. And so they did all this with hard pipe. And that's a pretty hefty task. This is a lot of garden beds. It's a lot of fertilizer. Honestly, I don't know how he got all the fertilizer necessary to accommodate this massive of an operation. But he fucking did it. He fucking did it. This is the second layer. And this is I think this is a really great idea. Using the tops of your buildings as greenhouses, I think it's not only a great aesthetic, but it's efficient use of space. So I applaud his effort there. Then we've got a little corral here. This is probably for his birds, I'm guessing. Should have a cooking pot around here somewhere. I can hear it bubbling away. Yeah, well, I mean, there's fertilizer. I should probably steal it from him and put it in my base. But how do I get out of here? Oh, there's the stairs. I see. There's 2 entrances. Okay, we're going to pop down here. He's got a lot of storage. I'm not going to open up his bins and all that shit, but you can see how he's got this thing built. It's like this big open mezzanine with like a nice room for himself, like a bunkhouse, and all his personal storage, his desk. Man, that one comment. Who streams on ever? Like, how do I get seen, Google? Show me. Yeah, more storage up here. He's got a little work area. The one Lystro we've kept alive. This is his entire collection of dinos. We're going to have to get him to move all that. Well, he might not even care. He hasn't played in so long that I don't know if he would give a crap. This might be the pooper right here. Yeah, that's the pooper. Oh, so when you open it up, there's poop in there. Alright, I get it. I've never used it. Our dials are so fucked that you don't poop but once a week in this game, so it's not like once a month. It's probably worse. But this is a cool building. I really like the open setting. It's very I don't know, it's different. It's not a box like I would make. I like boxes. I like that kind of design. Here, so we'll pop out of here. Try to find that bar. It's kind of like a hidden bar, like a speakeasy. And I think it's over here by this corral. Yeah, this corral over here is where... So you need Uteranus eggs to make kibble. And, well, he lost all of that. So, he made a little corral. I don't know if I would have used... I don't know if I would have done it like this. It is a cool aesthetic, but the build limit is severely affected by columns and railings. So I think that's maybe why he didn't go all the way up. And he'd probably be able to finish that project now with our dial all the way up, but I'm not sure. I think this is it here. Yeah, the purple door, but it's a green door. Walk in here. And it's this big, expansive, like, little hidden gem. Look at this. Nice little lower floor. Little lower floor dining area. Got some tables. And you've got this open dining up here. We go up here. And this is like, this must be his kitchen. Yeah, this is the kitchen. Stairs to something. What are those the stairs to? Oh, okay. Look at that little entrance there. So that's cool. He should have. Yes, he's got all these fridges. There's no beer left in him, is there? That's too bad. I wonder what the timer is on beer. It's got that little fridge room where you keep all the beer, like the cold case, I guess, or the walk-in. Walk down here. This is where we brew the beer. So that's pretty cool. He's got beer liquid. Wonder if he's got a glass. Yeah, let's have a beer for old David. Get you drunk, but it'll be fun. 115 seconds. So you've kind of seen what the layout looks like. Here's the bar right here. So it's a nice open bar back here, so you can have your bar backs running beer and cleaning shit and doing all that without having to mess with who's serving up here, which I think is a good amount of space. The low ceiling too. I like a low ceiling on a bar. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's basically David's base. Squatch Mesa. So we've got 2 in the books now. We've got Squatch Mesa, Arrowhead Cathedral. So it's called Arrowhead Cathedral because on the map, if you take a look, around, well, you probably can't see because I'm drunk, but there's that peninsula coming off the left coast there, that really obvious one. We call that Arrowhead Bay. And so I named it Arrowhead Cave and then Arrowhead Cathedral because I wanted to use like cave vernacular when it came to naming the parts of the fucking cave. Like Blackreach, right? Oh yeah, here, check this out. So this is the water line. I don't know if you can see it, but we got 20 seconds. We'll look at the water line, and I mean, look at how long that goes, man. That is just unbelievable. And I don't know where the other one. I don't know where the other one. I don't know where the other one connects, to be honest. Oh, I see. It's this right here. This connection here. And I'm sure there's another connection that runs to the bar there. I don't know if I'll go that way, but we can definitely take a look at. We can definitely take a look at this here in about 26 seconds. Let this stupid timer go by. What do we got down there? Boss chops. Level 100 boss chops. That's pretty good. That's kind of hard to pass up. Okay, now that we're not fucking hungover, we're going to go to the end of this one, all the way to the end of the other one. So look at this. Boom. It goes all the way down. Woo! And I don't know, I think he used a Tapahara. Speaking of which. But I think he used a Tapahara to do that, because you can build on the back of a Tapahara. But look, I mean, he just followed that incline all the way down to here. Pretty incredible. Oh, I better get away from that Ichthyornis, or I'm going to really regret it. Make sure he dies first before I go down there. Got him. See any other ones? I'm a bit zoomed in for rock and roll, but I think I got him. Alright, let's go get this bird. And we'll take a look down here. So we started the game down here, like I said. like Easy West Zone, I think is what it's called. Zone 1 West Easy, I think is what that's called. And I spent several in-game days just in that area. Yeah, we built this little station, like kind of like a lighthouse. We'll take a look in here. I mean, I'm really going to try to look at everything because this is going to be gone forever. I don't want to lose it. So this is a nice little area. Nice little thing. You can look out here. I mean, pretty well built. I think this is a Travis project. I could be wrong. Got him. Nobody hates Ichthyornis more than I do. Okay. Can we go any further? No. Okay. So that's a really cool building. I just like how that looks and how it functions. And I mean, that is a great design. So, looks like somebody tried to make a wall here. But it never got built. Huh, I wonder what that was for. The world may never know. Alright, so this is the first place we started, right here. This is probably where you started too, if you've played this game. Yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia right now. I don't come back here that often. This is where I punched my first tree. And that is an alpha raptor. Ah, God damn it. Alright, that's pretty great. I'm not going to get the roof. Well, maybe we should go over there and take a look. I'll do it later. So this is the first house we built. I mean, you can tell it's such a noob design. I mean, not thinking, you know, to build a second floor or, I mean, a higher ceiling. I mean, this works, but as you'll see, the one high ceiling is no good. Like, it's not the greatest. But I mean, it's got a look, it's got a mystique. It was functional. It kept us alive. It gave us all this storage and a place to start from. I was really wanting to nest here, but they suggested that we move along. And I think it was a good choice. It was really dangerous, but super exciting. And, yeah. But yeah, we call this place Sedanin, because that's the first place you start in Morrowind. And this kind of has that same aesthetic, this kind of swampy, coastal type of a dwelling. I think what we'll do is we'll go up the coast here and see if we can't am I ever gonna get a bead on that thing? Come here. Watch me get dumped because I go into the water. Boy, I'm bad at this game. There we go, got him. Okay, I don't think there's anything along here until a little bit further up. There should be a hut. So we'll look at that hut. And there's other little places tucked away where beds were made so that, you know, if we died, we could kind of be where we want to be. Oh, here's a failed project that I started. Look at this. Yeah, so I thought, oh, look at this plateau. Let's first person look at this little plateau area. Isn't this perfect for a base? Yeah, that's what I thought. It reminded me of, like, I don't know, like a Roman water fortress, or you know, like coastal fortress. So I was like, let's build. And it turns out that it was too close to a supply drop, and it would not allow me to completely close it off. And then I realized I couldn't. Some of the rocks I couldn't get rid of. Some of the trees I couldn't get rid of. Or I think, well, I don't know about the trees, but there are definitely rocks I couldn't mine. And it just was like, well, this is not an ideal place to build. In a real world, it would be. Yeah, it would be a good spot. A nice view of the coast. But anyway, that's just the way the cookie crumbles there. So we keep going. I feel like there should be a hut here. Where did we? Maybe we didn't. I think we went through here and then crossed this. Yep, we crossed over this. And who knows, some of this stuff might have gotten destroyed by titanosaurs or alpha raptors or... Boy, bad place, bad time. Okay, here's a... This is definitely a later build of one of mine. Oh, here's... Well, wait. I feel like there was stuff that was built in between that building. Maybe it was up here in the Tule berries. Still not one comment. Huh. Yeah. Ooh, look at that waterfall. Yeah, so it looks like we didn't build, or whatever did get that was over here got destroyed. Which is okay. It was made of thatch anyway. Well, that's kind of sad, in a way. We should be back to where we were. Up the... Yeah, this is that other river. And we didn't build out there. Yeah. Okay, so we crossed over here. And I'm sure we built some beds. And then... later on in the game, I started going up backwards. Like, we had built a nice little base, and I built a boat, and that was, boy, the boat was the most fun, until the lead Sichthius took it, but, and we just got rid of lead Sichthius and just built boats, and played like pirates for a while. It was really fucking awesome. I think the boat building and playing on the boats and circumventing the island and all that shit, that was super fun for me. So let's see, what's this place called? This is Ilinalta's Longhouse. Nice little thatch longhouse. So we got a nice little bed. Place for a survivor to stop. You know, it it got to the point where all of this early infrastructure that I put out became obsolete just for the fact that we jumped so quickly into the future as far as technology goes. And so these places became pretty obsolete. Until we would go on random excursions, in which case, you know, that rando bed that I put out, or we're out on the ocean, and there's definitely a bed along the coast that you can, they did come in handy. But for all other purposes, they were pretty fucking useless, like a screen door on a submarine. Here's another little building. Sacred Grove Camp. Oh yes, because this grove up here. Where's the door to the fucker? There it is. Oh shit! Got him. That's an Ichthyornis too. Better get in here. Okay. What do we got in here? Just some wood. Ooh, there's still wood on the fire. A little bit of metal. This is a nice little spot. Keep you from dying if you're naked. I definitely feel like if you were a new player and in the tribe, you would definitely be able to successfully make your way without much, is that a double? Oh no. Without much trouble. Oh, come on. Should just net the fucker. Man, I'm having trouble figuring out what his modus operandi is. There we go. Alright, well that's a cute little spot. And like I said, I went up and down the coast like fucking Kid Rock in my boat and just every so often dropped a little hut. Yeah. Then we had to go through the obelisk. So I think we went through this way. I'm sure there was a Sarco that we had to fight. And I'm pretty sure we didn't go up that river. We went right back to the coast here. And skipped all this shit and went to the obelisk. We already looked at the obelisk. So I'm not going to go over there. But we will look at this little house here. This is Kellerman's cottage. This is a really simple one, but quickly built. But I said I was going to show everything. I'm going to show everything. Okay, so we get through. Oh, I didn't show you this building. So I showed you that one house, but there's another one right here. Uh-oh. A ferry. Yummy. Alright, here's this little place. Clandui Breathy. What do we got in there? We'll change clothes. Parasaur style. This is a little bit more functional than the other ones we've been in, but still no furnace. That's the big deal. You want a furnace when you're gotta make that metal, baby. So we built that. There should be a... Yep, there's this little house here. This is a hastily made one. Probably a really smart spot. Because this was a dangerous area, if you can't already tell. Oh my god, come on. But yeah, it's just a couple beds. That's all this one is. But this is, like I'm telling you, you want to have these everywhere. You really do. And if you can enclose them like that one is, it's better. It keeps it more protected. You know, and then if you die at night and spawn in at night, you can just kind of wait the night out. while you're naked and in deep shit. Okay, now we're getting to the Arrowhead Bay area of the map. I built, this is a later building, but this is the point. This is Arrowhead Point. I'm pretty sure there's a ladder up to the... Or maybe not, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, there's stairs. Oh, I see. It's not completely enclosed. So it's more like a tower. A very short tower. So this is definitely me experimenting with multi-level buildings. Arrowhead Point. And then there's this, I'll show these ones to you. I was debating whether or not to do it, but we had a couple of guys come in and play for just a few days on our map. They were younger guys, so I don't think they liked our style of play. But he built this, like, I call it the Mormon Fort, because that's what it looks like. But it's definitely, you can tell they haven't been on for a long time. I mean, it's been demolished. Stuff has attacked it. I think a Titanosaur attacked it once. A lot of shit. So this is a pretty damaged ruin. But, you know, he tried to do something. I'm not exactly sure, but, I mean... It's got a look. It's got a look. I'm not upset about it. And this one is a really early build. This was probably one of the first nights. I built this longhouse. Where's the fucking door? Looks like I've been doing that a lot. There we go. We go in here, just a longhouse. I like the idea of a longhouse. It gives you more space without giving you, you know, it's not quite so expansive. But this is super functional. This is definitely a place where I tried to make metal tools. But I just wasn't finding the metal I was looking for. So I moved on even further. And they encouraged it, because I think they had already built a house up here. Now this is probably one of the prettiest buildings in the game that was built. This is by another one of those guys that played for a couple days, but man, he did a good job on this barn, man. It looks great. Super functional, you know, dino door in the back. Nice and tall. You can do some breeding in here. I don't think an industrial forge would fit, but that doesn't necessarily need to be inside anyway. It is really awesome to enclose things, though, so I get that want to do that. And then when I saw them starting to build, I built a tower over here so that I could monitor them. And this is my tower. Kaiser Tepe. And this is just a basic... oh, it's not. I did a lot of work in here. There's still spoiled meat. What did I need cementing paste for? Compass? Probably found that. Torches? Cool. Alright. Whoops. You don't really get to pick how the ropes go up, so that's kind of upsetting, but they do that to you to fuck you, mate. Ooh, a cat. Should we kill it? We could net it. Oh, no, I don't think you can net a cat. I mean, I could try, I guess. But yeah, and what I had done is I had cleared out all that timber over there. So I had a clear view, but I'm pretty sure the growth rate, or like the replace rate for like, resources was turned all the way up. So things grow back really fast on this server, which I like. It keeps the aesthetic, but also allows you to, you know, continually get resources from a particular spot. I did have a pretty cool base, not base, but little house here. I call it Arrowhead Bite. That got destroyed by, I think, a titanosaur, which is hilarious. But yeah, it was right here in between these two rocks. I had one going right there, so that was pretty cool. And then we go a little bit further, and here is the lighthouse that I built. So after I built my first boat, I felt it necessary to have a monument along the coast that was good enough so where I could see it and kind of know where the coastline was. Oh, that Eiffel 65 has been on wander for a long time. Turned on wander in the redwoods and made his way all the way over here. So that's pretty cool. Just kicking ass the whole way. But I would park my birds up in this kind of design. You'll notice this is my design. This is how I build my stuff. I build a big building on top where I can house birds, and just a really tall tower. There's nothing in this one. It's just stairs, I'm pretty sure. But what's really hilarious about this place is that it was lit with torches, and there were so many torches that you couldn't be up in this room while they were on, or you would burn up. You would die up here. So, this is where I discovered that I didn't like the way that the spiral staircases moved, because they like to throw you off of them. You can't put railings on them. Their twist is too tight. That's a poorly designed one. It should go down and then not connect on this to the right. It should connect right in front of me. That's where it should end. Or at least give me both options. But that's pretty shitty design, if you ask me. I mean, look how shitty it is coming down here. But it's like a lot of floors. A lot of floors in this place. And I did use it every once in a while. Just like the building itself. But mostly what was used was its utility as a guiding light. Because this is about where we would want to be for knowing that I'm on the home stretch. Because if you'll see, we're going to go up the coast here, and you're going to see the harbor at night. Oh my god, this is perfect timing. We go through here. There's one final stone building that I built in between the lighthouse and the harbor. Ooh, look, a croc. Should we shoot him with a rocket? Got him. Okay. Alright. So there's this building here. We'll take a look at this at night. So I tried to make like a kind of a castle-looking stone building. Again, all the amenities, the minimum amenities you would want if you were naked and out in this environment. Why is there a light out there? That's weird. You see that light? Is that coming from the drop? What is that? Oh, they're tech lights. They must have element shard in them. Yeah, they do. Wow, that's smart. Oops. Here's a common problem that you'll notice when you play this game, is it will go into fucking windowed mode on you. There we go. Alright. Well, whoever put those up there, I don't know why. Maybe it's, maybe it has something to do with knowing how far you are from the coast when you're on the, on that Arrowhead Cave. That might be it. I mean, I guess I could look on top here. What's going on? I want to let me use the... Ping's 34. There we go. I learned nothing up here. Alright. So that house is kind of interesting, but then we come to the city of Cliff Beach. There's 2 gates. This was the first big project we ever did. So this is my first bridge. I mean, it's modest, but I was really proud of it. You'll see that my bridge building would become far more complex as time would go on. Full stone wall, full thorn palisade. This project was supposed to be this was a scrapped greenhouse. I guess maybe not scrapped, but we never did get to making it. Yeah, full stone wall all the way around, full palisade. One is a bypass gate. This is like a bypass route for, like, I don't know, like if you're in a truck or something. Now this is a cool idea that Joshua had, was to build a greenhouse on the outside of a waterfall. So isn't that cool? You have to have a tech suit to access all of this, but it is really cool, especially when you're down here. How killer that looks. Oh my gosh. It's like a Las Vegas hotel or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's really cool. I'll show you what it looks like from the outside. It does have a look to it, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like a spaceship cockpit kind of look. But yeah, if that doesn't turn you on, I don't know what you're doing, but that's a cool building. And that is a really late addition. That is one of the more recent things we built. But let's go through the front gate of Cliff Beach. So ignore this for now. I'll show you that in a second. Let's show you this first building. This is our first experimenting with cooking and making kibble and compost and all of that. We ended up having a lot of big dinos that ended up necessitating a larger area because we didn't have access to cryopods at the time. But this was our first stomping grounds. David and Joshua built this little house, or not little house, this big central building with all of the amenities that you would need. Industrial cooker. Might not be any fridges at this particular base. I can't remember. But the first trophy we put up, where we built up, where we cut all of our teeth. You know, this was where we sowed our oats. Yeah, a lot of time in here. Boy, it was fun. Let's see. Oh yeah, we show you this back area. This is kind of like a corral area, storage area. All of that was kind of storage. Big gate right there. We ended up when we left this base for different spots, we all kind of went our own way. Once we got on our feet, which I think you should do, we let our friend Andrew take over this base, and this is where he resides. I think he's at the hotel right now, though, or the Cantina Hotel, which is in Cliff Beach Harbor, and I will show that to you later. This was the first tower I built. You can tell it's the first tower I built because it is goofy looking. It is short. This was the first fabricator we made. It's still got 43 gas in it. That's great. I had all my stuff hoarded in here. This is my first place that I kept stuff. I probably raided everything out of here. Yeah. And what's cool about this tower is that the reason why we call it Cliff Beach is that there's this big cliff, and I wanted to build basically like a siege tower so that you could access the top of the cliff and look down onto the Cliff Beach. We were calling it the ranch for a while. But what you'll see in a moment that the place got really big and it ended up becoming like a town. So we just call it Cliff Beach. Look at that. So what you're looking at is the Silver Harbor of Cliff Beach. And the giant bridge that gaps the towers that are what? Yes, in the water. There are 3 towers in the water, not including the chapel, which is down behind. I don't know if you can see it down there. This is the chapel. So this is like where I breed my Argentavis, and you can see I've got a lot of Argentavis, and we'll show you their colors and the naming schemes and all of that jazz. But I have a big, I call that the roost, the harbor roost. That's where I keep all my birds. Oops. Let me get this torch back out. I don't like using the helmet. It ruins the field of view, so we're not going to use it. But if you look up here, this has access to that cliff that we were talking about. So right above the city, or right above the ranch. And this is all walled in. And as you'll notice, the entirety of the city is walled in stone. It starts here and wraps all the way around to the other end of the harbor, and basically encloses this entire compound. And it's done in a way to where things don't spawn inside, unless they're like a bird or what else has come in here? Yeah, any like flyers, coelacanths, ichthyornis, that kind of shit. And you can see a flyer over there right now, landed in there. But nothing creepy crawly coming in to fuck with you. So, all right, let's go and look at the bridge. Or maybe we should see. I don't know. There's nobody watching or commenting, so I don't know what to do first. So I'm just gonna do. We'll do the bridge first. This was a joint project between me and Josh. I knew I wanted a tower that was the entrance to the bridge. And so we built this kind of really interesting modern. I really tried to get weird with it. So it's got this like fake entryway, or not fake entry, but entryway. And you walk in. There's kind of like a base floor with a couple incubators. And I hope this is running power or has gas in it. 7 out of 8. Alright, good. And you walk up. In the daytime, the view is a little better, but you can look your whole way up as you ascend to the top of the bridge. And maybe we'll take that trip again, just so you can see it in the daytime. But the bridge is a pretty cool spectacle at night. Run all the way over here. I've got a little trophy museum, kind of a display room of some of the things we've killed. This is one of the guys that played for a couple days, and we booted him. Or not booted him, we just kicked him out of the tribe, and then I shackled him and put him in a cage on display because it's hilarious. But you look out here, look at that view. Here, I'll turn my graphics all the way up for you. Might be a little choppier, but you'll be able to see a little better. Yeah, because I knew I wanted a little room. This was kind of inspired by Fallout 4. The Corvega assembly plant has that little thin room on the catwalk, and I always wanted that. So we can go the bridge, and this brings us to this tower, the second tower. Mostly empty, as most of these towers are, because they were just made for aesthetics sake and a place where I can put birds up high up. But if we look down here, there's really nothing down here. You have an entrance to one of the boats. This is one of the boats I built. And you'll notice every tower has a boat in front of it, or some way where you don't have to swim if you don't want to. So we're going to climb back up this thing. Some of the engineering on this is trying to get things to snap together and work properly was a challenge. And, so that's why some of this is looking kind of wonky, but it functions, and that was the only thing I was concerned about with some of this. But we'll go to the top of this tower. I don't know which one is the tallest, because some of them start pretty far out into the water. I mean, we're pretty high up. This might be the highest in elevation, but if you look over there, that's the first tower I built. That looks like it's higher in elevation. But I don't think the actual size of the tower is taller. I think this is the tallest tower, this central one, which is probably why I made it a little skinnier. But I had birds in all of these towers, so each one was a coop, each one was a tier. I mean, you can see all of what we saw when we walked in, the tower, all of that from this vantage point. Everything we're going to be seeing down there. Let's hop back down to this bridge. This bridge took a while, and you can see you can look down all the way through. Go to this bridge. This one goes to the top. I like the multi-layering of that. Like, this is the top of the tower, but the other one, it's the half of the tower, right? Like you just like multiple layers and all of that. This is definitely a tower I used for building the bridge. It was a part of that project. Let's see if I can hop down here and see where, yeah, right here. I'll hop down here. So this tower was the fattest one, so I ended up using it as basically my resources, my building and resources hub, and where I was building out of. So quite often you'll see that vault that I have parked right here, but it is not here today because I was doing a building project. I'm building the shitter today, and you'll notice it's got that big ass fucking door on the front of it, so it's functional for the mechs. Okay, let's hop down here. These are two buildings that are really exciting to show you. This is my brewery that I built out into the water. That way, because I didn't want to fuss with, I did not want to fuss with irrigation. So I figured if it was in the water, I got it going on. It's going on. So yeah, all this stuff is brewing beer. I should have some liquid. Yeah, we're cooking along. I need to harvest some more berries, but this little operation is super efficient. Gets us a lot of liquid courage here. And as you know, it is a necessity if you want to tame Calicotherium. Okay, so you saw the stovepipe. Oh, let's hop down here real quick. I'm gonna have to turn on my helmet, I think, for this one, because it is dark. Or maybe not. Maybe not. This was, we wanted to get our foot in the door in the underwater caves because they're really difficult. And so we built this gigantic underwater glass cage for our underwater breeding project. It's one of the coolest, it's one of the simplest ones we built, but to me it's one of the coolest just because it's underwater. It was super functional. We got a lot of sharks out of it. We were able to defend it properly with tech turrets. So, yeah, I recommend building this if you want to do better in the water caves, or just in water in general. So that's a cool building. Let's take a look at this boat, the USS Tennessee. I named this after the boat my grandfather served on when he was in the Navy in the 1930s. This is just a transport ship, but I wanted it to be made of stone so that we could traverse without fear of being completely decimated by sarcos and sharks and leads and all that shit. I guess not leads, but sarcos for sure. And ichthyornis. Oh my god, I hate them. Alright, so let's go back to the base of the bridge and lead you out of the ranch, and we'll take a look at the entrance to the harbor, or basically the entrance to the city proper. Because this is basically the vestibule of the city. Or maybe the industrial park, I don't know what you want to call it. But now, definitely not the industrial park, but the vestibule might be the right term. As we hop in here of this inner gate, you'll notice you can see that wall going all the way across that cliff and down. And then here is our triumphal arch that I built. When we defeated the overseer, I built a triumphal arch in dedication to our victory. Because the heroes restored a conquered Ark, because the heroes defeated the Titans, regaining this Ark for the tribe, the people dedicate this monument. And then I put, let's see, what does it say? October 1st, 2022 is when we finally beat the overseer. Day 3,359. So, and what we are at, what day are we at? $4,277. So 2 years in game since we've, right? Yeah, almost two. I think 2 years. I'm not very good at math, but anyway. Yeah. So I like Roman architecture. You'll notice that I'm a big Romophile. So, so that's the triumphal arch. Here is the chapel where I do a lot of breeding. It's just easy. I insert the 2 dinos that I want to breed. The egg drops through, the egg or baby drops through the hatch. It lands down here where I usually have a Dilophosaurus or an otter that keeps it safe. And then once I notice it, I can put it in here and hatch it. I got a lot of Deinonychus going on here. I don't know why. That needs to be taken care of. Or a fridge if I want to freeze it and hatch it at a later date. I can collect the poop and compost it because they do poop through those hatches, so it'd be a waste if I didn't do that. So this is a really efficient breeding operation building, I guess is what you'd call that. Okay, and then this right here, I call this the Dilophosaur pen. One of my first tactics was to make a lot of Dilophosaurs Ended up making a lot of them, and they were really badass. And so I wanted to breed them on random just to see what I got, and that ended up being a pretty good method of breeding. So I just put them in here with a leash and let them run around and breed, and I ended up killing a lot of bosses that way in the Dilo pen. Alright, let's look. We've got, I think this is an uninhabited house. I put in a bunch of filler homes just in case somebody wanted to, if somebody joined our ARK and wanted to have a house pre-built, they could just go to one of these adobe houses that I had to go to Ragnarok to get the resources for. Here's another prefab. Just the same kind of design ideas there for that. And then here is one of my favorite buildings. This is the amphitheater, ladies and gentlemen. It is really fun to use. What we'll do is we'll go through the entrance, that way you get the effect. Okay, what am I at? 98? We'll wait a second. Give me a second while this ping goes down. There we go. Alright, so we go through the main causeway here, or the main stairway, and you come in here. Oops, I think you have to hop down, yep. And we've got 1 row and 2 rows. I got 3 rows of seats. 3 rows of seats. And this is the Emperor's box. No amphitheater or coliseum is complete without the Emperor's box. Transmitter there so we can bring in dinos. And then the way that the entertainment works is there's 2 sides, so a red side, a blue side, or like an animal side or a human side, right? We come down here, and there's loadouts and a bed if you die, and then you go here, and just like the Coliseum, you hop up and you're ready to fight. There's another one. We'll go down through that one and out through this one. This is one of my favorite things to build, that I built. So we'll hop down here to this one. Another loadout, another bed. This one is definitely for the humans because you can't access it. You can only access it with the stairs. So if you're going to put an animal in, you're probably going to either drop it with a bird or bring it in through that other room. But yeah, that's the amphitheater in Roman style, in steely Roman style. I wanted to make Colosseum, but I thought amphitheater, the front facade is prettier, and I wanted to make a facade, so that's what I did. Here is the airway, or the airstrip. This is the airport, so you can land a fast bird and then take a taxi pteranodon to wherever you'd like to go in the city, but we're not going to do that. I'm going to show you the surveillance hub in the airport tower. This runway is really functional if you've got a fast bird. Sometimes birds can be hard to land, especially in highly built locations, which is basically what you're seeing here is a really heavily built location. But we're going to show you the visual arm of the imperial seat of the tribe of Porter. So the first thing we can see is the first place where we came in, the cathedral. I got a camera right where we were at. So I can look and see, oh, is Joshua in there? Yep, there's Slicer, so Joshua's here. Nothing has died down below. The bats are swinging. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, this is going to give you a really good view. These camera views are going to give you a good view of what the layout is of the harbor before we go into it. I really want to suck the life out of the harbor because it's a point of pride for me. But if you'll notice, it's so overbuilt that it takes forever to render this stuff in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away just for a couple minutes. And for a slight interlude, and we will return when all of this is loaded in, and I can show you the rest. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Let's do some of this. Alright, so basically what you've seen is the first, our journey from Sadamine, the place where we dropped in, all the way to where we ended up, which was Cliff Beach. And before I go any further, I'd like to ask if anybody has ever used that area, and did they build in that area in a similar way, or do any of the similar things, any of the things we've done, like build boats, lighthouses, towers in the water, bridges, things of that nature. I'm sure they have, but anything quite like what we've done, because I feel like it's pretty unique, and it is a very advantageous spot to be in. You're close to two different biomes. It's a relatively safe spot. You're close to meat if you need to get it. Sometimes feeding your dinos can be a pain in the ass. So that's my question to you. Is that Cliff Beach area, and I'm sure it's got a different name. I try to stay away from the ARK community, but if it's got a different name, I'd like to know that too. So put down in the comments below if you know what that place is called. So we're going to hop back into the game here and just take a glance. There's the teleporter down there. And what you can see in front of you, this is the Circus Maximus, the Hippodrome, my most ambitious building project, I feel like. The bridge was pretty wild, but this, I don't know. You tell me, what do you think was the most ambitious? I feel like the Hippodrome is pretty wild. And if you look here, you can see we're right here. That's us. We're in the So we're behind the tower. And then you got that. Down here is the garage for our mechs that we built. Another little prefab house. Again, the teleporter. You can see more prefab houses out there. And the wall reaching the other end of the harbor. This is Madison Square Garden. This is on, if you look, the harbor is down this way, back this way. But this is where most of the fighting occurs. So if you want to see a good fight, au naturel, this is where I like to go. There's always nasty predators and mean shit going on in this piece. So, and this is also a good way, you know, if you see an Argent or a Rex or any of these guys that you might want, you can hop down and get whoever you want. Or check and see if there's meat available. That's usually what I do. But Madison Square Garden, that's one of the main places I wanted to have surveillance. Oh, look at that. Okay. So this is north. What does that mean? Oh, yes. So this is basically a northwest tower. This is looking at the harbor at length. We'll let this load a little bit. You can see the other end of the coop from here. The towers we were just in out on the water. I've got Gravedigger down there guarding the front gate. That's my bad boy T-Rex. I got a bunch of bad boy T-Rexes. He's one of my favorites, Gravedigger. There's the tower with the big door. You've got the brewery back there. You can see the barrels. It hasn't even rendered yet. Okay, this is the second harbor and my two main flagship boats, and we'll pull those out and look at them. And then Joshua's flagship there. But it's pretty well populated. I got some buildings down here. We'll explain what those are for in a minute. It's a nice little preview so you kind of know what you're getting into. This is from the southern end. This is the first tower that I built. You can see the Dilo pen there. A couple of my corrals, some of my boats. This is my apartment. My main owl over there, my main boy Crowlegs. If you can tell me what movie Crowlegs is from, that would be a miracle. Then here's the ranch we were just at before we got to the city proper. Nice view of that. Okay, and then I can watch the volcano. The volcano is definitely one of the most important locations in the game, if not the most. This is the view of the harbor from the volcano, the top of the volcano mountain. We built a big tower up on top, and if you look where I'm pointing, this is the harbor. So it'd be really cool if games had draw distances that were long enough. Or far enough, because you'd be able to see the whole city from here. It would light up the night. I mean, it would be wild. It would be so cool to see from this distance. But you know, you can technically it is looking at the city, but it's not the same. But that was the idea. And yeah, and you can basically take in from a distance that entire length. I mean, there's the obelisk, that's the island. I mean, if you look here, that's where we started, and we went all the way around to there. So that puts it into a little bit of perspective of how much infrastructure was built along that coastline. And it extends the other way around in the temperate zones. But Not quite as much along the snow. We do have some snow bases, but we'll get to those probably at a different stream. But yeah, let's move on. This is the summit, so it's just basically the other side of that tower, looking down at what we built in the volcano. We built a little platform here. We covered the lava, put in a transmitter, a teleporter. That way we can just get to the volcano, get the resources, or get to the cave as quickly as possible. And then I put another one here just for fun, just to take a look. The volcano is just a really cool location. So this is the city of Alexandria, or not the city, but the compound called Alexandria. This is in the Redwoods, foot of the volcano across the river. This was built by Travis, and then he abandoned it, and Joshua amended it, and so it became this really cool mashup of two different styles. And we will definitely look at this place, probably in another stream, but we will definitely visit this place, so that's something to look forward to. Red Obelisk, we've already seen this, but it's good to monitor. And then this is the lighthouse we were at, so I can remotely... Oh, no, this is the Cliff Beach Lighthouse. Yeah, so this is the farthest tower, the closest tower to the actual lighthouse, which is a stupid way of explaining that, but you can see all these birds. Look at all those birds. I've got so many birds, man. This is just the top tier of what I've got. So many birds. Raptors. It's kind of cool that you can look at these, but it'd be nice if it would load in. Let's see, is this the last camera? Oh, the corral, so I can monitor the breeding. Ah, yes, Aventinian Hill. So this is a hill that has a lot of activity, a lot of good level dinos, a good assortment. So I like looking in here a lot. This is a good place to get dinos, and it's just on top of the hill, the high hill, next to the harbor, in between the harbor and the volcano. But look, there's a kangaroo out there. A lot of good shit to be had. So this is a good place to monitor. You get a pretty good idea of what's above you too. This is basically monitoring the activity directly near the harbor. So these allosaurs might come and fuck with us. You know, you never know. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Then I've got camera on the other side so we can monitor these allosaurs. And you know, and I might take a look. I might fly over here and be like, oh yeah, let's take a look at these allosaurs. That's a practical use of that system. This is another monitor. When you do boss fights, Titanoboa venom is so crucial, and as you can see, we just ran into 5 just in one look. So we're definitely can confirm that this would be a place we'd want to go if we're looking for venom to fight a boss. So that's kind of the point of that one. And also Alexandria is over here. It's just over here, so I can let Alexandria know what's going on around it. And then this is, oh, we get a sneak peek at the main hall of Alexandria. This is where the magic happens in this building. I think we're on the top floor, so there is a tech replicator right where I'm pointing on the bottom floor. This is a fun building. This will be a fun stream when I show this one. And yeah, here's the actual lighthouse. And I didn't want it from the view of the lighthouse. I wanted a view of it, because I'm always worried it's going to get attacked and destroyed, and so I kind of want to have a view of it. It's just a beautiful, it's just pretty. It's a pretty and practical use building. Looks like Eiffel is trying to get that mosh jobs. That's funny. Okay, I think that's all of them. Oh no, I have an Argent cam. So this is on the side of the volcano, down a little closer to where the birds spawn, with a little bit better view of what's down there. So yeah, there's a bird down here. Did a lot of bird grabbing up here. But this is another place of high activity anyway, so if you want to know what's going on near the volcano, there's a camera to let you know. So that's practical. Ah, yes, and then the artifact of the brood. So I can look and see if it's available. I might move this camera. What I've noticed is that the artifacts are always available if you walk away far enough. So I might move this camera for the last however long we play. And then we're back to the cathedral. So that's basically the extent of the security capabilities of this area. Let's take a look at the entertainment amenity that we have here in the Hippodrome. I'm going to let it load here for a second. And then we should take a look at the garage, central tower. We'll take a look at the loadout room. We'll look at the cantina. There's some other non-used buildings. We'll show you the big rock tower that Travis built, his little condo. I've got a couple other Roman surprises for you, and then there's also the replicator that we can look at. Oh yes, and there is a room. I built a I built a building for the fucking, there it is. I built a building for the oh, what do you want to call it? The cloner. So we'll take a look at that building as well. This shit will load. It takes a while. That looks pretty close, I reckon. Yeah. So the curvature that I tried to achieve on this was really difficult, but I think it translates. I think you can see it. So first, let's enter the way a spectator would enter, which would be this grand stairway and up like a football field into the stadium. Only 2 rows of viewing for this one, but I hit the build limit really hard on this one, and you can tell there's parts of it that were not able to be finished. Yeah, like this, the glass cover I wanted to put all the way around it, I could not finish, and some other details that I wasn't able to do. But it is big, and you can race shit in here, and it is fun. There's no way to really tell who won, but, I mean, I guess you can, but there's no, like, system to tell you that you've won. But it is fun to take a few laps on a horse through here. And, of course, the columns and the obelisk that is compulsory for a Roman building such as this. And then we'll show you the vast underworks of this complex, which is this entrance over here. you're not racing anything very big. If I'm, you know, like that's the access through the bottom is not very. I did 3 high. I figured anything you want to race is 3 high or lower, so that's what we're looking at. But yeah, this whole expanse can house what you're trying to race or whatever you're trying to do. I mean, you could put a whole fucking base under here if you wanted to. We pop this open, and now we have access to the racetrack. Yeah, so that's the Hippodrome. I'll walk you through one more time. A lot of columns. That's usually what the columns and the railings are usually what cause the building issue. But all right, let's see. Yeah, let's look at the teleporter room. So we call this the lab. Bunch of cool photos. That's the photo of the harbor there. That's a cool one. A lot of color. But yeah, storage. Basically, a trough if you accidentally leave something on the teleporter. It's just got, you know, just easy access. There's a ramp here, so you can put big fat fatties on there. This back area, I was going to build a cemetery, but I couldn't make it. Yeah, we'll take a look at this wall. Look at how big that wall is. Yeah, that's a doubled up wall. Anyway, I was going to put a cemetery here, or maybe I'll put a building. I'm not sure. It could use a building. I'm just not sure what it is. Maybe a little temple. I'm not sure. Joshua built this little catwalk along the wall. Oh, looks like he got killed by something. Whatever it was a badass motherfucker. Should we investigate? Well, there's that building that Travis built, that big stone building. We'll look at that one next. Ooh, maybe it was an Argent? Oh, it was the spikes. It's definitely the spikes. Well, we gotta kill something. There we go, got a saber. Got another one. Yeah, this was a hut that we built because we were wanting to prepare to get to the snow, and there were alpha raptors everywhere. We got fucking raped on that one. That was fun. We were just a bit too far from home, and then I built a little hut out there too, in the snow. And had I looked at the other side, I would have noticed that there's crystal on this other side of this island. But I didn't even, I was so scared I didn't even notice. Alright, so we're going to hop down. I guess we'll look at these prefabs real quick, just to open and a look. There's nothing in them. It's just, hey, look at that. Adobe building. I love the aesthetic of it. It looks great. This one. I kind of went with the same design for most of these, like a little entryway. Kind of an interesting layout here. Kind of playing with the terrain a little bit. Okay, this building here is where we keep these guys, and it's just an extra building area. It's not necessary at all, but we were using it as a tech farm. We were trying to farm element dust from and metal from tech parasaurs, which Josh figured out how to do it, and it worked incredibly, and it changed our game. Once we got that tech farm figured out, that was a really big help. And the idea was he had a door here that had a tame in it, and when the unclaimed dino tech ones were big enough, we'd send the tame out here and he'd collect all the resources. But he needed more space, he needed more building room as far as like the build limit, so he decided to move it, and we will definitely show you that. It's actually he doesn't do that anymore. He does he did moss chops so we could get the, or not moss chops, the venom, the poison or whatever, the damn megalania toxin. This is Travis's little condo that he built. Nice little place to hang your hat at the end of a playthrough. This is one of the last of the prefabbers. I just wanted it to feel like a town, like a city, you know. And it's still functional. Like, you can build in there and everything. Here's the giant ass cloner temple that I built. 2 entrances. Got the big gate with the replicator, all those high-end tech amenities, transmitter, storage. This is mostly where I moved all of Joshua's storage when I did the remodel. And when you hop up here, there's a really awesome penthouse up here. Isn't that what you call that when it's all one floor? What's it called? Penthouse apartment? I think that's what it's called. You walk up here and you got your own little fucking area. So that's pretty cool. It's a nice little base way up high if you want to be up there. What's in here? Oh, all of Josh's stuff there, all his fridge stuff. Okay, this is Josh's loadout room. Pretty much got everything on display. There's David. We've been keeping him alive this whole time. Oh. We want you back, buddy. Alright, yeah, all these different loadouts. Pretty cool. In all the color schemes that he has a proclivity for. A bit of storage there, a little bit of feeding. This is his, this is where he usually parks his floater thing. What do you call that? I don't know what you call it. But it's like a ship. It's like a skiff. It's a skiff. That's where he parks his skiff. Got a little generator house just to kind of house it, so it's not out in the open. It was just out in the open. I was like, shit, I would do something about that. And then we're gonna hop in here. This is the central tower. Nice place to hang your hat. Place where you can do a little bit of egg incubating. We can hop up here and take a look at the view, not from a camera's perspective. Oh, yes. Okay. Forgot about this. This is the damn cryo fridge floor. So this is a proof of concept type of thing, I think. I don't know why I can't get up there. You see that? It's like a tech floor, and you can walk over it and just have it all super organized and color-coded and all that shit. I think it's fucking awesome. I never ended up using it because it's just far out of the way, but the proof of concept is proven. I mean, that's a great design. We had a guy in there, poor guy, but Travis shot him. So here's a view of the back end. We've got that pond there. You can see the top of the cantina, which I'll show you, and then the 2 temples I built. One trying to make the Parthenon kind of not getting quite the result I wanted in this first one on the left, then getting what I wanted on the right. Exactly. So we'll go to the cantina. Well, we'll go to the garage first. This is real quick. I just like the way this looks. It's like tapered. I wanted to build it like a cornucopia. So it's got a sloped, tapered... Holy shit! I'm glad I got that on camera. Should I tame this guy? Yeah, we should tame this guy. I hope I didn't put that kibble away. I killed him. That's too bad. Level 10. Well, you'd have been a fun one. That was great. Okay, so stuff does spawn, or at least somebody put one in here and freaked me the fuck out. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell the guys that. Alright, let's go into the canteen. We're so close to the end here for this harbor. Okay, this is the canteen. I'll show you the facade here real quick. Or I guess just the front of the building. Very cool, modern look to it, right? Sexy. That's what Gordon Ramsay would call it, sexy. We got this big, huge bar that greets you right when you walk in the door. Fucking awesome. Some rustic seating, a stage for entertainment. Let's see, what's this a photo of? Photo of an animal. I don't know what of. Go back here, here's a little kitchen. I remember there being a walk-in, but maybe I'm... Yeah, I don't know. Then you can walk up here and there's a little terrace. This needs to be furnished. This hasn't been done yet, but we can definitely do that. And then you got a nice little balcony. Now, isn't this nice? With a view of the temples and the mountain and the pond. I mean, this is out of sight. This is a great view. You basically get to see the best parts of the city from this view. So that's pretty awesome. I don't know how you're supposed to... I think that's the bug out hatch. There's a bug out hatch, which is pretty cool. So it says rooms for rent. Yeah, so we're going to walk up here. And we're just going to take a peek in each one of these rooms for posterity. So rooms 1, 2, 3. So let's do rooms 1, 2, 3. So this is room 1, Tower View Suite. Yes, the Tower View Suite. Look at that. My God, that's something else. It's got the sloped little thing there. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is the bug out. So you can demolish this, open the hatch, drop the rope, and get the fuck out of here. That's a cool, the Tower View Suite. Wow, that was really cool. Alright, room 2. Where's room 2? Room 2 must be this one. Yeah. Room 2, Mountain View Suite. Oh, wow, yeah. That's great. Mountain View Suite. You can wake up in the morning, have your cup of coffee. Look at that. Okay. Tower View Suite. What's this one? Room 3, Executive Suite. Yes, this is the well-furnished one. Yes, the mountain, the wall, it's got the privacy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then room... Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7. 4. Room 4. Yeah, nice little cheapy room. And it's funny, Andrew picked the cheap room. There's Andrew. Hey, buddy. corn-fed booty needs some needs some food. Wonder if my otter's got any food on. Oh, Cowabunga does not have any food on him. So we're gonna go get some meat real quick to save. Well, I could just fucking... Do I have a cryo? No, I don't. We'll have to fix that later. Okay, 4. This should be 5, right? 5. Yeah, a little better. It's got a view of the garage. A little bit of the trees. This is a little better. I'm sure he assessed each one of these rooms and was like, what are the views like? Room 6. Yeah, this one's probably... Yeah, it's a little worse. And then room 7. Yeah, we've definitely got the economy rooms, but I'm pretty sure there's a way to get to the top, right? Or no? Can we not go up there? Back to bar. Yeah, back to bar. I'm gonna go to the top and see what the top is like. It might just be a, like a not an egress, but what do you call it? Sun went down again. Yeah, that's just a short wall. Okay, I like that design, though. It has like a little vent. Boy, that would make it really conducive to being a ninja, I'll tell you that. Alright, let's go to the... Oh, we'll show you this. We'll show you this real quick. We haven't even gotten to the harbor yet. Damn. So this is the Giganto that came and destroyed Josh's shack and killed all of his snails. So we taxidermied the bodies of them and recreated the scene in memorandum for perpetuity. Here lies the remains, the ruins of, and remains of that fateful day. Alright, and here is the first temple or pantheon. So it's got the right idea, but it's not fat enough. You know, right? It's not quite, and it's got the flat top, so I don't like that either. So, but it's close. So I just made it like the temple to the ape, I guess. I don't know. So this is like the ape temple, I guess. But what's cool about it is if we hop up here, there is access to this top room. And it's got a cryo sleeping pod, and it's got a surveillance deck. There's no cameras in that one. That one's just there. I figured maybe Josh would want to use that one, but I think he kind of took over with the Alexandria ones. So, but yeah, this is close. But I think when you go and see this one, you're gonna notice a much better design. This is what it should look like, right? This is much closer. That Ichthyornis is freaking me out. Level 95? Yeah, I should have been freaked out. Alright. But I mean, look at that. That's how that should look. That looks great. The height of it, the space between, the beautiful, huge foundation that it's built on. It's all lit up and gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So this is exactly what I had in mind when I was building this other one over here. So, but let's take a look inside. Just a big empty room, heavily lit. I didn't turn any of the lights down, but if we climb up here, it's got a full fleshed out base. So if you wanted to park your ass up here, you got surveillance, storage, all this stuff. So this is a really cool, this is a cool one. I thought about moving into this one, but I like my condo, and you'll see it here in a moment. So we're going to hop out of here, and we're going to take a look at the Microraptor nursery, and then we'll hop over into the main gate of the harbor finally. So here's the Microraptor nursery. We turned it into like an aquarium, like a dry aquarium. So all of the underwater stuff that we've killed, we put on display. Because the water is frankly fucking horribly difficult, and if you're not prepared, and if you're, you know, it can be really tough. It can be a fucking toughie. So that's good that we show that. So we'll walk by the amphitheater here. You can see the gradient color of the runway in the distance. And we'll go to the front gate of Cliff Beach Harbor. And let me tell you, I'm going to miss walking through that gate. I'm really going to miss walking through that gate. I'm not getting emotional about it, but I am sad to see it go. But this is the beautiful view as you walk in the harbor. You can see I've got a industrial forge here, completely encased. We've got access to the dilo pen. Looks like we have another volunteer with us today. Boy, I was so wrong about the whole fucking them not spawning in here. Oh, they're just gonna kill it. Boy, it's a tough son of a bitch. There's some meat. Unfortunately, it cannot be fed to a whatchamacallit, an otter. Okay, so where to begin? Let's show the Pegasus real quick. This was my first metal boat. Let me show you its features. It's got a front turret, loads of storage on the outside, which leaves it vulnerable, but it's where I decided it was the best place for it to be. So you just got to keep extra boxes on you in case ichthyornis or anything attack you. But it's got a left and right entrance. You've got cryo fridge in the center. All the amenities that you would want. This is basically a mobile base. It'll keep you warm if you're in the winter areas. You can keep food on you so you don't starve. All the building amenities that you'd want with those items. And then you've got access through that hatch, but we're not going to open it. We're just going to fly up here, and you have access to a forge, not an industrial forge, unfortunately. You'd have to have a massive fucking boat, and I don't have the skills for that. I mean, I do have a boat with a forge on it, but it's almost unusable. But, yeah, a forge so you can make metal in a pinch. A nice little fabricator. And then on the top, a nice little nest where we can keep some things protected. Like, up here we've got the bunkhouse. We've got power generator. Should probably check the gas on that thing. Yeah, we're alright. An extra fridge, one of these, and a nice little place where you can park your bird right here. So you can fly at any moment if you need to get out of the water for whatever reason. But that's the USS Pegasus. That was my first flagship. I went a lot of adventures with this thing. I circumvented the island many times. Had a lot of fun on that boat. Let's go look at the harbor. This is the main harbor building, or the coop, as I like to call it. It's where I initially kept all of the resources. You can see I've got all of it. And you'll notice a theme. Storage is going to wrap itself all the way up through this complex, or this particular building, this harbor building. So we went through that whole way. So you can sail your boat into this harbor and then unload all of your cargo rather quickly into all of these boxes, and they're safe. So that was the rationale for that. Oh yeah, we got this little observation deck here, and another one here for watching the dilos. But yeah, let's go up this way and show you the bird collection. I tried to color coordinate them, but so when the boat's not here, the amenities are still. And it wasn't always like this, but it is now. I got all these damn birds. So that's the culmination of that. I'm probably gonna, once we shut the server down, I'm probably gonna put all of these dinos and at least the dinos into my single player. But here's I got a double-decker owl set up here. I only have one line. I kind of got bored with breeding for color, just because I'd done it so extensively. But here's the tech replicator. I'll go the length of it, and then we'll go up the towers. Teleporter's tucked back here. It's the only place I could fit it. But yeah, I got my utilitarian and display. Normally I have my baboon up there, but I use these guys. These guys on the right I use for utility. They're really great. And not so much with the tech stuff now, but I still use them. And then you got to have your Griffin and your Pegasus on display, and then my set of Power Rangers Raptors. The White Ranger died, unfortunately. We're gonna have to figure out how to make a new one. This is pier number 1, and this is my first boat. This is the not my first boat, my second boat, my rebuild. After we deleted the lead Sichthius, this is the USS Intrepid. Same exact design. Just basically, right? I mean, you're looking in here and you're like, oh, this is basically the same thing. It's just without the tech stuff, and it's definitely the prototype before the Pegasus was built. But this one, I sailed a lot on this one. Had a lot of awesome memories in this boat. But yeah, let's take a look. Let's keep going. Let's get through this. This is the USS Everace. This is what I use to transport the building materials vault with my mech to various locations for building. If I can't teleport, but I can take a boat, I'll definitely do it. I think it's a good trick. Yeah, here's my baby nursery. This is the incubation room where I've got incubators. What do we got cooking in here? More Deinonychus, yeah. Let's see. Oh, yep, this is the recyclers with the industrial whatever, a recycler. This is where I keep my big boys. And then this is Cryo Tower. We haven't been in this one yet. Let's go into this one. This is where I keep all of my cryo dinos. And most of these are filled to the brim with Argents and overflow. And I mean, we're going to go through all these floors just to kind of show you the extent of storage in this particular tower. And then you'll see in the main tower, the main harbor tower, it's kind of the same with dedicated storage. So we'll just keep walking up here. I keep my empties in this one because it's the hardest one to get to. Don't tell Josh. No, I'm joking. He can know. He can use my empty cryos. Okay, this is harbor building number 2. This is just me trying to replicate what I did in the first building, but make it bigger, grander, more functional. And it is. It's awesome. It's pretty huge. I can put 2 huge boats on it. Yeah, so the Devastator is the first boat I ever built, or the first tech boat I built. Oop, we landed on Gravedigger there. It's the first tech boat I built. This is after we've increased the build limit too, so now I've got a lot more freedom on what I'm going to do. So still the front-facing gun, still the front and back ramps, but we've got extra craft heads and we've moved the fabricator into the bottom. It's because it kept getting hit, and this protected it from getting hit. We've got less fridges, I think. There might be less. I can't quite... there might be more fridges, actually. There's less actual storage, right? So I've got very limited storage if I want to collect something, right? This is more of like an attack vessel, more of like an adventure vessel. I'm not going on a resource gathering mission in this particular boat. I'm probably going to take the Intrepid, the old boat, or the Pegasus, because they both have pretty comparable storage capacity. Or I might take the Mammoth. We'll take a look at the Mammoth. I'll just show you the problem with that boat. But I've got a rear turret on this boat, which really helps a lot, and then a second front-facing turret, just like the other boat. So a third added turret, and since we've moved the bed and everything down and the fabricator into the main cabin, we've put the refining forge and the smithy tucked up here and away. And again, feeding trough. This platform is great for landing a bird. Again, having a bird out here, out on the water, is pretty useful. So let's hop over to the USS Mammoth. This is my latest boat. I tried to make the biggest, most grandest ship of them all, and tried to do it in a little bit of a different way, but with the same kind of concept. a lot more guns on this bad boy. It is a gunship. There's 4 surface guns. There's 4 surface guns, and I believe, yeah, 3 forward-facing top guns and 1 rear tail gun. So this thing is ready to fucking fight. It is ready to fight. Amenities on the floor. I had to put the grill outside, which is fine. And I had to put the fabricator outside, which I guess is fine. Because when you look inside of here, it's got moderate storage, right? This is a little better. Not as much refrigeration storage on the bottom floor, but we've got the incubator so we can breed on the fly. We've still got all the amenities that we've been using. And then we'll hop into this. And we've got even more storage here, but this is the whole crux of it, is we've got the refining forge. So this gives us metal and gasoline capability really quickly. So it could be like a tanker refilling other boats that are, you know, stuck out at sea that need gas. And then even more storage up here, trying to completely cover the kind of the electrical workings there, just to make it look better. Looks like I compensated a little bit with the fridge there, which is going to extend the life of how long we can keep meat in this trough. So that's a little bit more forward thinking, I guess. And then we've got, again, the smithy up here by itself, because again we've got the refining forge on the bottom. So this is a bad motherfucker. But we're going to hop in the cockpit and you're going to see why it's no good to use. Not no good to use. You just have to have you'd have to have a lead boat. Definitely. You'd have to have somebody in front of you letting you know where your ass is. Because look, not only can we not see, you know, you can't see first person, right? But you definitely are having a hard, I mean, you can kind of see, but that sucks. So I don't know how you build out from that, you know, build away from that. I'm going to have to play with that, where you place the refining forge. I mean, maybe you put it on the top, but I don't know if I could get it to fit on the top because it's too tall. But again, I'll just have to play with that. But something to think about. Let's walk this. Again, you can look all the way down into the bottom. You can kind of walk around. I had to make that ramp so that boats would fit in. They were not wanting to fit in like previous. This is Josh's boat, the Escort. It's just got a shitload of guns on it. And you can basically go anywhere with that thing. You could take it into the swamp and be totally fine. It's a pretty badass boat. Very, very minimalist, but super effective. Super effective. We'll walk into the upper deck of this harbor building. I don't know what I was expecting with storage or function of this building. I think really what it ended up being is I wanted it to be visually stunning, but I also wanted a place where I could park more boats. It just felt like having one awesome boat in the harbor is not good enough. We need to have more. In fact, I could build another boat and put it in here. It's that big. And you've got a little bit of a view of the harbor. Most of these places have views if you take the time. I tried to put glass in lots of places, so I thought about connecting this harbor to this tower, but decided against it. I just let it be a standalone tower. All this tower was meant for was to house birds in the top of it. So there's nothing special about this thing, but we're gonna fly up it anyway, just because it's a pretty tall one. I mean, the length of time it takes to get up the damn thing Pretty wild. I mean, that's pretty tall. Let me pop up over here. And it's just where you keep the birds, huh? Got a nice little view of the hippodrome. So I guess if you had maybe this is where the emperor would want to sit if he was watching the games. I'm not quite sure, but nice view of the city. If only it would all render, it would be pretty grandiose, I think. All right, let's look at. Let's see. Pier 1. There's Pier 2. Haha, Pier 1. That's funny. Pier 2. You can see that right in front of you. The top of Cryo Tower holds my skiff. Got another little boat. I think that's the Agitator down there. Let's take a look at the third pier, which is the least accessible pier for watercraft. But it is where we have David's boat. It is a miracle this boat is still around. His second boat that he made out of metal got completely destroyed. Not by a Leedsichthius, but by it not rendering for a certain period of time. And once we figured out that was the case, we turned that off. That doesn't happen anymore. But he had a pretty special boat going, and I wish I could show that one, but it is gone forever. The new one kind of has this same feel. It's nice and long. It's got space. He had a big industrial forge on it. It was functional. It had multiple guns. It was a boat you'd want on your team, I tell you. A boat you'd want on your team. All right, we're getting close to the end here, folks, to this particular stream. This is the seed bank, my genius idea of having a seed bank, which helped us later in the game. But yeah, basically every kind of seed just hoarded and kept in a temperature-controlled room. It really helped when we were doing gardening, farming, I guess, and needing to make dye and veggies and all that jazz. This next room is the detail shop. This is where I keep all the paint supplies, paintbrushes, canvases, coloring. I got all the colors. You name it, I got it. So that's a fun one. This is the first shitter I ever made. The fertilizer that we got from this project went toward the garden that we saw on the waterfall earlier today. And it doesn't have a foundation, it's just sitting in here. Oh, there is a baby down here. You are kidding me. Oh my goodness. So this must be before. Oh yeah. We gotta get this baby, y'all. Yeah, we'll cuddle you. Options, change name. Let's name you. I don't know. Are you male or female? I guess I didn't look. Male. Boy, you're gonna be stuck in here if I don't get a cryopod. Yeah, I bet you were hungry. Here, I'm gonna get a pod and we're gonna get you safe. Sorry, this got in the way. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I'm just gonna go up like this. We're definitely going to have to turn PvP off before I uncryo all these dinos and put them on my single player. So that's going to be a pain in the ass. That timer is a fucking nightmare. Okay. Let's go save this baby Lefant. I don't remember what this was for. Yeah, I bet you are hungry. Look at that. You are hungry as shit. Alright, you're safe. Yeah, and you see the poop just comes down. Just like the other shitter we showed you earlier. Then I've got, this is John Deere. I told you earlier I'd show you this. This is my thatch getter. I got a nice scythe, and so I just bring him out with this vault, and we go to town with John Deere. So I think that's it. I think that's the entire harbor. That's the entire complex of the original area. From when we spawned in all the way to this ending location. Ah, yes, the final thing. The final thing. We'll show you Caesar Augustus, who is the epitome of my breeding project for Argentavis. He's got a lot of shit on him. I'm just going to drop those claws because who cares? And I'll fix the torch later. Oops. Okay, so he's got 26,294 health, 3,045 stamina, 1,215 oxygen, 8,120 food, 2,806 weight, which is huge, 4,270 melee damage, awesome, 212 movement speed. Man, this guy clips. And he's imprinted. Now let's show his ancestors here. We've got a very large number of mutations. Almost a million here. A million here. Which creates about we got a 2 million mutation bird here, which is not what you want, I guess, but for me it's more of a it's more of an indicator of how many times things were interbred or shared, like the inbreeding moments, and also the outcrossing and then the recrossing, and just the amount of detail we took to breeding. And it ended up with a really awesome bird that serves everything. So he gets the pedestal. He's the one above all the other birds down here. He's my main bird. He's the main guy. So there's Caesar Augustus, and then we'll show you my Eparman. Hey, buddy. Hey, Emma. So we walk into this main thing. I got a place where I can dump everything off and log out. Pictures of my warriors. We climb up here, and it's basically the amenities you would want: fabricator, trophy, nice bed, my experimental. See there, a little bit of storage. I can cook, but the main thing I did up here is oh, you guys see that. When I log in, when I stay here and I log in, I walk out and you can look out and just kind of, and I've done that before where I've gotten on early in the morning and logged in and just stood out here and looked at the harbor and drank my cup of coffee, and it was awesome. It was awesome. All right, we're gonna look up here is where I I did my otter and ex-otter breeding, and also my Shinehorn breeding. Shinehorn might be my favorite fucking thing. I don't know. I think they're just the cutest damn thing. They serve a smaller purpose, but they're the best pet. Not the most useful pet, but the best looking pet in my opinion. So I did a breeding program. I'll show you. I got A good group of shinehorns, all with varying color combinations and mutations. And I've got X-otters that are kind of pretty. So, and then both of these floors I have access to this balcony. This one here, my owl, and then normally Hitman is down below in this downward one, which I'll show you after I show you the balcony. This is the balcony out here. So it's basically the same view, but just unobstructed and right in the center of town. I don't have to walk very far to do anything. So, then again, we can look out here. This is where my Argent would be, Hitman. And then we'd fly and take off. Let's see. Oh, we got to show you the tower of the actual harbor here. So we walk in here. This main building is a huge area for storage. The oil vault is just, we're just full of kite and all this shit. A fabricator, just in case you want to make cementing paste and you don't want to carry the shit all the way. But you have access to this through this way. There's a bridge that gaps over here because we have a little ammo case there that helps feed the turrets. Then you walk in here, it's just a hall of resources, kind of like what you see below. You come up here, oh wow, you view the Arc de Triomphe and the Cliff Beach Ranch out there. Then we can walk up here, and all the way up this tower, this central tower, we've got viewpoints, storage, I just tried to doll this one up as much as possible because it is the main tower for the harbor. I think the second most important tower would be the cryo tower, and then yeah, those two definitely. 7 out of 8, that's good. So we've got views, man. We got views of the water. We'll get up to the top here. If I remember correctly, it's kind of treacherous up here. Get a good view of the whole bridge. Look at that. It's almost the perfect size from this view. Zoom out a little bit. No. But it's, yeah, that's a good view of the bridge in its entirety. Yeah, this is fucking scary. I need to put railings on this fucking thing. Yeah, there's the bridge, that long-ass bridge. That's the main tower. It's all the storage. We've got a view of the city from the top. I mean, I don't think there's anything else I can show you. That was the whole thing. How long did that take? What are we at? We're at, I don't know. I don't know where we're at. So yeah, that was, let me see if I got a timer. I think it would have to be, I'd have to look at the YouTube analytic. Hour and a half? Oh no, it's almost 3 hours. A 3-hour stream. But we got through all of it. And that was the big one that I was really worried about. So this is good. Thank you for joining me. You're welcome, Dusty and Josh and Travis and and David and Andrew, for in perpetuity having this documented for us. I think it was really important. We put so much work into it and so much time. I really feel like the next adventure in ARK, when we go on to the new island or the new map, that it'll be even more, well, not more, but it'll be more efficient and we'll know what we can get away with, and what is conducive to a healthy experience, instead of just building like crazy, which is fun. But yeah, I think it's going to be good, and I think getting this footage into the cloud forever is going to really help us move on to the next stage. So, I'd like to thank you for joining me. I am going to sign off, and may you have a wonderful day.